Operation on the N8 in Sbongakonke in the Northern Cape, and so far over 20,000 vehicles have been stopped and checked at roadblocks in the province since the start of this festive season.
Traffic officers from Northern Cape and Northwest are out on full force to promote road safety. Vehicles were searched from the early hours of the morning. Since the start of the festive road safety campaign in the Northern Cape province, 11 drivers have been arrested for drunken driving, while 940 speed fines were issued and another 12 drivers arrested for excessive speed. The Provincial Department of Transport, Safety and Liaison says police and traffic officials will be out in full force until the end of the festive season.
We know in this area on the 18th from next week, when there will be a big festival in town, the roads will even be more busy, and we expecting them to be on the road and ensure that everybody is safe.
The drivers say they are happy that there are police on the road to ensure their safety.
I feel very quite good, because this is really good for us, for our protection. There are many people coming outside with drugs, with so many things that are very dangerous for our lives.
I think it's fine. You're doing the good job to check whether our cars are roadworthy.
The Transport Department say they are expecting a high volume of cars on the road next week due to the Taung Festival taking place in the Northwest. Nebelungu Nowapane, outside Sbongakonke in the Northern Cape.
All right, let's check in with our reporter Sbongakonke Mbatha, who's stationed at the Mariannhill Toll Plaza along the N3 route in Kwazulu-Natal, just as you enter Durban. A very good afternoon to you, Sbongakonke. Do tell us, how are things looking like at Mariannhill? We do know this is, of course, the last toll plaza before you enter the city of Durban. How are things at that place so far?
A very good afternoon, Alicia, but I must make mention that unfortunately in this stand we are currently on the M4 right next to Virginia in Durban. We were at Mariannhill Toll Plaza this morning as the volumes kept on coming in, as the various cars, different volumes in terms of numbers from 800, ranging between 800 to 1,200 per hour from the morning until such hours. But right now we are coming to you live from the N4 right in Durban, right next to Virginia Airport, where the Department of Transport, Community Safety and Liaison is conducting a roadblock just to check in terms of roadworthiness of our cars, drunken driving, and just to overall check whether or not our drivers are obeying the rules of the road. We do understand that currently right now the entire CBD is gridlocked in traffic. As we were coming from Mariannhill towards this particular area, it took us more than 2 hours, a journey that usually takes us more or less 30 minutes on a normal day. But then again, it shows the extent of the number of traffic volumes that we're currently experiencing in our roads, not just in the city, but the entire province of Kwazulu-Natal. We must make mention of the fact that the Durban city is currently that epitome of fun and festivities. So that's why we're seeing a lot of beach goers and a lot of holiday makers heading their way towards the area. And of course, we are embarking on a long weekend for Christmas. That's why we're seeing such volumes as well. But we must make mention that last year around the same time, we had already had 725 road carnages throughout the country and 365 drunken driving being put off the side of the road and being charged with such criminal offences. And the department did say that for this particular year, it will not leave no stone unturned and will not be lenient on drivers, especially those who embark on drunken driving. And looking at the statistics, it did reveal that those who are involved in such road carnages and in such drunken driving incidents are usually between the age of 25 and 34. But to give me more understanding and details in today's road traffic particularly, I have with me the MEC for Transport, Community Safety and Liaison in the province, Mr. Mqolisi, who's going to give us broader detail in terms of how are the traffic volumes in this particular festive season and what has the department prepared to make sure that we lessen the carnages. A very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us in the program.
We understand, MEC, that we're currently right in the middle of a roadblock where we are checking road safety in terms of cars, drunken driving. Kindly elaborate in terms of how far are we as the province of Kwazulu-Natal in terms of curbing such actions?
As a province, we still maintain our status of being the zero-tolerant province when it comes to road rules and adherence to those road rules. And we must also share with the viewers that since we started around 11 a.m., we have stopped more than 250 cars. We have already suspended more than 6 taxis where we find that they are not roadworthy. And the other driver was found without a driver's license. So with all those transgressions, we are actually implementing our zero tolerance status. And we must also indicate that we are happy so far that our festive season safety plan is unfolding as envisaged. And it is indeed yielding positive result, because comparing the statistics from the 1st of December up to yesterday with 2016, so we have scored a decline in road crashes as well as road fatalities. So we are hopeful that as we move on with these holidays, people are going to be adhering to all road rules. Those who are drivers, we have cautioned them that they must at least rent a driver. If you know you are going to consume a liquor, you must rent a sober driver. And the speeding on the road is one of the key elements in our programs that will be intensifying our watch as a province of KwaZulu-Natal. And we are happy so far that people are behaving, although we know that the influx of cars, as we've already made mention of the fact that this province is still expecting a lot of vehicles coming from other provinces and other countries to come to this province. But we are more than ready to face whatever consequence and situation. So our law enforcement agencies are all over the province. Our plan entails roadblocks, entails walkabouts in terms of police visibility in townships, rural areas, and in places of leisure and people where people meet in malls. So we are more than ready. We promise them joyful, safety and peaceful holidays. This province will maintain its status of being a zero-tolerant province when it comes to the transgressions on road rules.
MEC, I'm sure you can concur if I just reflect last year when we speak of road carnages in the province. The quickest one that comes to mind was the very devastating Tunjambili road crash, as well as the one that happened in Poshepston. What are some of the consequences that face those who transgress on our roads throughout the festive season, all the way until January?
We have seen the positive response from the prosecution when it comes to those who are transgressing our road rules, although we can't be 100% satisfied that people are getting what they deserve. Because if we are found speeding with 223 kilometers per hour, then you get a fine of 10,000 or 15,000. To us, that's a minor fine because it actually calls for a danger. So that behavior is the one that is a major contributor to our road carnages in our province. So therefore, we always urge that people must get harsher sentences so that they'll realize and come to a realization that whenever they are driving on our road networks, they observe all the rules. But we are saying to those who will be driving long distances, they must give themselves adequate time to rest, because fatigue is one of the major contributors in road carnages. But tolerance is very critical. People should drive on time, should leave on time whenever they are going to their destinations, because you need to tolerate other drivers. There are people who are misbehaving on the road. You must tolerate them so that we save the lives of the people. We do value the lives of our communities. Therefore, we are appealing even to those passengers in the public transport. They mustn't forcefully force the drivers to load them in a 3-seat where you find that they'll be seated in 4, because those are other contributory factors when it comes to road carnages, because that vehicle is not going to be able to apply brakes in a very critical moment because it's overloaded. So overloading is one of the things that we are discouraging, and we are hoping that our people will listen to our messages, and as usual, as normal, we'll be going to the places of leisure, festivals, sending our messages, but we'll also be giving them an assurance that there will be no car that will be allowed to leave with a drunkard driver. So all the vehicles will be checked. So if you want to go and enjoy yourself, bring a sober driver with you. You'll enjoy your holidays.
It's quite a concern, MEC, considering the fact that last year's reports and stats reveal that people who are most likely to be involved in such transgressions are usually young people.
It's concerning us because most of them are breadwinners. And remember, the statistics indicate that people from the age of 19 to 34 years, those are the ones who are dying on the roads. So therefore, our message is very clear. Let us enjoy responsible. Drink responsible, but make sure that you don't drink and drive. So it's a clear message that all of us, we should be adhering to it because it's concerning our lives. It's not about the police. When we say you must fasten your seat belts, people have not been getting that message positively and responding positively. Hence, we are now changing the message. We are saying to them, fasten your safety belts. Because if we say seat belts, it remains a seat belt. People, they just fasten those belts in the seats. So therefore, our message is very clear. People must make sure that we take cautious measurements in terms of making sure that we save our lives. Otherwise, as we proceed with the holidays, we are hoping as a province that we'll be scoring a decline with the behavior of the people, especially those who are driving on our road networks.
Police and law enforcement agencies' visibility throughout the province, especially as we start the long weekend for Christmas?
Roadblocks will be conducted 24/7. As well as the police visibility, especially in areas where we have identified murder cases, robberies, carjackings. All those places will be monitored with a very close eye to ensure that we save the lives of our people. But we have said as a province, we are declaring a war against crime. And in doing that, in pursuit of that, we have said we must close the ranks. That's what we are actually doing. We are closing the ranks for those who are transgressors and those who want to pickpocket people in the malls and in cities and on the streets. So we are more than ready. Our law enforcement agencies have been trained, have been retrained, have been revitalized in terms of the spirit. Their morale is very high. So they are waiting for anyone who wants to break our laws, because at the end of the day, for all people of South Africa and the citizens of KwaZulu-Natal, we must respect our laws. We are not a lawless country. So therefore, all of us, we should be adhering to all the laws of this country. But we are clear, during these holidays, we'll be conducting walkabouts. From here, we're going to the South Beach. We will be conducting a walkabout, and tomorrow we'll be visiting other cities like Potchefstroom. We'll be all over the province. But in festivals, that's where we'll find us. We'll be dancing with them, but we'll be also sending a very clear message. We are not going to allow anyone to go behind the steering wheel if you are a drunk person. So therefore, our message is very clear. Don't drink and drive. Value your life, love your life. Then you'll enjoy responsibly.
Thank you very much, MEC.
Thank you.
As the MEC had said, value your life, love your life, enjoy responsibly, and be safe. I feel like this is a message that has been continuously being reminded on people to make sure that they remain alive. They actually, throughout the season, they remain alive and exceed the limits of drinking and driving, making sure that they actually be aware and they abide by the rules of the road. We must make mention of the fact that throughout the day we will be monitoring Mariannhill Toll Plaza as the volumes of cars continue to increase. Between 5 and 8 we will be keeping tabs on what's happening around Mariannhill Toll Plaza. For now, it's back to studio.